Okay, YouTube, we've been looking for a good video about noises on Vortec engines. We have a lifter noise going on. We've decided this because we've had a valve cover off and we weren't really sure, so we went ahead and went into the timing chain cover. We've had all that off, put it all back on. Noise still exists, so now we're pretty sure we have a lifter noise. This is my YouTube partner, this is Julie. We're going to fire up the truck so we can hear the noise. Okay, let's start it up. Okay, here's what the noise sounds like. Okay, so I'm holding it close. Tell her to give it a little rev. Shut it off. Okay, we've isolated that because we've taken all the serpentine belts off, fired it up. We had the timing chain cover clear off. We know it's not an oil pump. So that noise has got to be the roller lifters. So we're going to give you a step-by-step process. We're going to take the intake manifold off, everything pertaining to that, and then we have to remove the heads to get to these lifters. See you when we get more parts off.
Bye.
Okay, so we got a few parts off, a few pieces. It's the next day. Here's Julie to tell you what we've done.
So the first thing we took off was the alternator. Then we drained the coolant, and then we removed the intake manifold. Before you do that, make sure you unhook everything, all the wiring connected to it. Very important because you don't want to rip that off. And then make sure you mark it so you know exactly where it goes when you're putting it back together. Next thing we'll go after is the valve covers and the heads, so we can get to the lifters. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, project's going good so far?
It was frustrating, but good.
A little frustrating on some of those wire harnesses, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll check back in with more info.
Bye.
Okay, so currently we're taking off the rocker arms. At that point, you can pull out the push rod. You can see we have the exhaust manifold disconnected, not taken out. You don't need to take it out, but just disconnect it. And pull off your rocker arms, pull out your push rods, and then you are ready to, sorry, we're getting a little fuzzy here, then you're ready to take the head off. Check back in.
Alright, so we got the cylinder heads off. You can see it right on over there. What next is we're going to take off the lifter retainers, and after that we'll take off the lifters. That's about it.
Okay, so we've got our lifter retainer out, right?
Yep.
And have we located the problem?
Yes, we did.
Yes. Let's see if we can't get a good shot of the problem here. Here's our lifter retainer. It's got the lifters in it. And of course they're roller lifters, real nice lifters. Okay, just quit moving it and put it to the bad spot.
Oh, it's this one.
It's this one, okay. Okay, let's see if we can't get it to focus. There we go. Filming the wrong one. There we go. There's the bad spot. Finally, we've located it. Okay, now, unfortunately, the wear on that goes to the camshaft. So now we're going to have to change out the camshaft. Let's see if we can't get a good shot of that. There's the camshaft. So now we got to pull off more parts, because as you can see, that camshaft is very worn out. We're going to end up taking off the water pump, the timing chain cover, probably the radiator, all to pull that camshaft out so we can change all the parts that are making noise. So, a little good news, we found the problem. A little bad news, we got more work. Okay, bye. Okay, so we have the old camshaft out. As you can see, there's quite a bit of damage on that lobe right there. And we've put the new one in. We have our lifters sitting in an oil bath. Very important, you get as much lubricant in there as possible before you put them into an engine for startup. And if we go over here, we've installed the new camshaft. And it should be ready to put back together. Of course, we lubed up that camshaft real good before we put it in there. So, on to the next step. Okay, so we have our push rods reinstalled with our rocker arms, and we've torqued down our manifold. On the rocker arms, a little side note, they're going to have you put it on top dead center and torque half of them and roll it 360 degrees and torque the other half. Some of those valves will preload a little bit. What I did is I just rolled it until I knew the lifter was off the lobe, and I went ahead and torqued it down. But you could easily follow the procedure in the book as long as you remember it's going to load the valve just a little bit. That's it for now.
Alrighty then, so what you saw me doing was the camshaft break-in. Basically what I did was rev the engine between 2,000 and 2,500 RPMs. Make sure you do not go below 2,000 RPMs, and make sure you fluctuate while you're doing that. Really important. And then the other thing we did after that was do an oil change to get the assembly lube all out of the system. And that's about it.
Break-in takes 30 minutes.
Oh yes, the break-in also takes 30 minutes. That's pretty much it.
Back together, no noises.
Oh yeah, and there's no noises. Bye.